Canon has confirmed that they are going after companies who make lenses for the RF mount. And this is bad in 3 ways, which I'll get to after I tell you, hey, it's Jaeger from this channel, JaegerShots.com. This is our straight out of camera. Me and Rennie are on our walking trail. Straight out cameras have very little editing to no editing in them. So much is going on in the camera world right now. I had to hop on here. We have more edited videos like our conversation about Vero that we posted available on this channel from yesterday. The 3 things are really bad here with Canon basically trying to stop third-party manufacturers from making lenses. First, obvious, it's a price issue. Less choice is the second. And third, it's going to give other companies the idea that they can get away, or at least propose doing, incredibly stupid anti-consumer things. When I use the EF RF adapter, well, that's just one more piece of gear to keep track of. God forbid you lose it, it breaks, it gets stolen, a camera lens gets stuck to that adapter. You're going to be out of luck for whatever you got to shoot that day. The other thing is flange distance on mirrorless cameras. Those extenders, which is basically what an adapter will do, will extend the distance, how much light can travel to the sensor. Native lenses just come off better. You're going to want a lighter lens, and when you're talking about mirrorless cameras, the flange distance, that shorter distance between light getting to the sensor, is also very important. And just, I feel like whenever you have an adapter on, autofocus can work, but autofocus is not as good as native because it's just one more piece of equipment that the autofocus and readings and sensors and things, they all got to work through. So that's why adapters are so annoying. And if you can get rid of them in certain cases, that kills it off. Now, I believe it was Tony Schultz talking about the 20 millimeter that came out from Sigma, which is great for people who want to do like stuff looking at the sky and some landscape photography. Canon just flat out doesn't make a 20 millimeter lens for the RF mount. So now you're in a situation where third parties can come in and fill a niche or gap or void that the first party, in this case Canon, doesn't have. And you say, well, Canon does have some cheaper RF lenses. This is true. I love 35 millimeter. I love 85. They've got an 85 millimeter. The problem is it's a macro 85 millimeter. And the hybrid shooting that I like to do, keep looking around in case somebody's walking through here. So where the editing comes through. People like to talk to you in South Carolina when you have a camera up to your face. Let me know if a firmware update fits this. It's had a problem switching between stills and video and maybe kind of staying in macro mode. So if you had another 85 like the Samyang and Rokinon 85 that was getting a little bit of traction and getting kind of popular for a little while, which Canon put out a firmware that basically made it only work in 2 f-stop modes, not quite breaking it, but close enough. These kind of things right here are just some of the most anti-consumer things I've ever seen. And look, I'm not just here to bash all on Canon, even though that's the title and reason for clicking on the video. Sony has definitely done some anti-consumer things too. Just look at them in their video game division, how we just seen that the interiors that make the PS5 have actually gone down in price and cost the manufacturer, but they decided to raise the price. This leads me to that whole other point I made about manufacturers getting dumb ideas from other manufacturers. Oculus goes up on their 2-year-old tech. Sony does it within a month. So I don't want to see them deciding, hey, we're just going to shake a shot on any old anti-consumer thing here just to try to, pop a first quarter sales call number or something. I don't know. That lack of having third-party lens support makes recommending the RF system just a little bit tougher. One of the toughest things is running potties. You can't do that on camera, son. One of the toughest things I ever have to try to do is try to recommend a camera for somebody. That just got a little bit tougher without knowing if they'll ever reverse course on this third-party lens situation. So they were starting off, they had that mount wide open and really embraced the fact of third parties making lenses for them because their lenses were just absolutely horrible. How many times did I see like the first Sony A7, someone have an adapter for a Canon lens attached onto that Sony? Just walking through spider webs here. Ever since Canon put video into the 5D Mark II, they seem at odds almost with the video options, putting arbitrary limits on their cameras, a 30-minute time limit to get away from paying some European taxes. People putting magic lantern on the cameras to try to get more functionality out of them. And you say, well, Canon was doing that to try to send people to their cinema line. I gotta say, if that's the case, if that's true, which it absolutely totally could be. That's some of the stupidest stuff ever. I know people from 1974 who had a bad experience with a Chevy, and they still will not buy one. If anything, that sent people over to Sony, other manufacturers, and using the phones for walk and talk like I'm doing right this very second. But at this rate, the anti-consumer things that Canon is doing, I'm not sure 20, 30 plus years, we're gonna have people really going, I grew up wanting a Canon because my parents had one, because when you do things as anti-consumer, it's really tough to recommend the brand. And that's it. We are getting bit by mosquitoes out here, all kinds of things. So we'll wrap it up right here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, I am Jaeger. This is the channel. Also over at JaegerShots.com. Podcast by the same name, Jaeger Shots, is available wherever you get your podcasts. And for more of these backwoods walk and talks, almost straight out of camera with very little editing. We like it raw around here. We're camera people. We love that raw video. Hit that like button and subscribe. Never miss a shot. From JaegerShots.com. Say bye, Renee.